That's working towards live to YouTube. So we're off and running.
All righty. Awesome. Well, everybody, this is the last time I want to say this. Happy 2025. But the only reason I'm saying it is because this is the first Business by Design session that we are kickstarting in 2025. So we hope you've had an incredible start to the new year, mate. Bring you opportunity, abundance, health, prosperity, success, and everything else in between. Today, we are joined by two of the finest on screen, my fellow collaborator, Tony Fanfuller. And we've actually got a special co-host who is a transactional agent doing some pretty cool stuff, Nigel Pretty from the Gold Coast. And we thought, what better way to kickstart the new year off the tail end of December when Tony and Rob, for those that maybe have seen the live session or have seen the recordings, went through a wonderful business planning. So mapping out your year for ultimate structure and purpose. But today we thought off the back of that, we'll dovetail into something that helps create a little bit of flow and synergy, particularly as some are still coming back off that festive period. Momentum's everything into the beginning of the year, and the start of the year can often determine the type of year that you're going to have. So, Nigel, thanks so much for joining us. And today we're going to be jumping into working through having the business plan in December and what that looks like for your business plan for 2025. But how do we craft with intent and flow your ideal week? So welcome, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Not a problem. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Tony, for inviting me. Actually, it was funny you mentioned end of 24. I think it was Rob and Tony sort of talked about a business plan. I'd already got one, which I've sort of stuck with through not just my real estate career, but prior to that, business conferences and commercial insurance. So there was always it's a process, and obviously some of the bigger employers around, people like the McDonald's, they have a set process. You know what you're going to get when you're going to do it.
Yep.
And with that, it could either be brand new agents that know they need to start from somewhere, but it's all about two things: consistency and habit. The more you do something habit-wise, it makes you consistent, which then leads to consistency, which then leads probably to a bigger habit. And like any industry, every single day is different. We cannot control the weather, we cannot control the traffic, etc. So an ideal week is an ideal week. Yes,
Yep.
things change. As you'll see when we go into the spreadsheet, which either I can share or Chris or Tony can share the actual spreadsheet. It starts at 7 o'clock, it finishes at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Monday is my day off. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Monday's my day off, but as things change, Tracy's off to the UK on Sunday, so I'll be running the show myself. So Monday now for the next 2 weeks, I'll be working. There won't be a single day off, and it's going to be 24/7 and phone calls all ungodly hours of the night. But I think at the end of the day, this gives you the time frame. I've got different things that I do that other agents won't.
Yep.
Other agents might well have to do a lot more admin themselves. Obviously, because it's Tracy and myself as a team, we work together.
Hmm.
Um, she does certain things that I don't need to do that other agents might well need to do. So this
Okay.
is probably more of
Cool.
a guide as to what my day is, what my week
Yep.
is, and do that for 52 weeks. Do not expect instant gratification. Just because you do this today doesn't mean you're going to get 10 listings tomorrow or 10 sales tomorrow. It will take time, but if you build that consistency, build that habit, it will help you. And it's there for everybody to use, copy, paste, etc.
I love it, mate. And what I like, what I'm loving about this session, right? Because you reached out to Tony and I about this in the tail end of last year, and there was no sort of, discussion about sharing this on Business by Design. You just sort of shared with us what you're about to share today, and I sort of said, mate, that's great. Like, and some of the things I find in real estate is we sometimes overcomplicate things, right? And sometimes stripping things back, getting back to the basics, like your non-negotiables, your consistent stuff that you do daily is what creates 80% of success, right? But sometimes we focus on the 80% overcomplicated stuff
Yep.
that takes us away from the 80% of what we need to be really doing. So I like the fact that this is what you're going to share today is really it's simplistic. You've stripped the layers back. It's not overcomplicated, and it's for somebody, whether you're your first year in the industry or you're a 10 plus year seasoned veteran, you can apply this to your business. And
Yep.
folks, I just want to point out that these business by design sessions that we host fortnightly isn't just about us hosting it. If you have something, this is a collaborative session that we want to encourage and create an ecosystem that all industry agents, irrespective of where you come from, your brand, your network, the flag you fly, your location, if you have something you want to share, like Nigel's about to share today, reach out to Tony and I. We would love to have you on here as co-host to share with industry agents like us what you're finding that's helping you to win in your business and win in life. So, mate, today you're going to take us through a little bit of, step-by-step strategies to design the ideal week. Obviously, you're going to share with us mastering some techniques around structure, flow, and flexibility within life and business. Obviously, balance. So balancing, your client demands versus your personal aspirations, and not just working in your business, but also allowing time to actually work on your business. And I think this is what this allows, that when you have this plan, it's not just being in it all the time, it's being able to actually work on your business. So super pumped, mate. Looking forward to seeing this.
Not a problem. All right. So I will share. Where did it go? There we go.
Share screen's always a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, please. Here it comes. It looks like it's linking in, mate. We're
Yep.
off to a good start.
Okay. Can we see that?
Not
Yep.
yet. Yes.
Yep.
Got it.
Boom.
Just reduce out. So Monday through to Sunday, I had a colleague previously, and he actually preferred to have his Saturday, Sunday as the start of the week. The way I look at it, Monday is the start, and we build towards Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Sunday being real estate agents is our busy days. Tracy and I do home opens on both a Saturday and Sunday. Some agents just do Saturdays, might do a midweek, but this is me. We'll skip Monday for now, as that's my day off, supposedly. So every morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7 o'clock till 7:30 is my good morning coffees. Yes, it's plural because sometimes there's 3, 4, 5, but still. Check the news, what has happened. I normally tend to look at CNN just to get a look at, has anything dramatic happened that's going to affect anything. 7:30 till 8 o'clock is when all of my Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Instagram posts are going out. 8 till 8:30 is a preparation. Now, that could well be making sure that the computers are on and there's no Microsoft updates, and I've got my things ready to go. On the Tuesday, each day is slightly sort of different, but on the Tuesday, 8:30 till 9 o'clock, I return any missed calls from the day before. Yes, it's my day off. My phone is diverted normally to Tracy at that time, so there's probably not going to be too many missed calls because she will have dealt with it. I then literally do a couple of hours of prospecting, cold calling of all sorts, normally for about 2.5 hours on a Tuesday. And the last half an hour just prior to lunch, I look at FSBOs, which is your for sale by owners, your aged listings, etc., and try and target those guys. So I'll break this probably up. I won't go down the rest of Tuesday just yet. I'll sort of go across to Wednesday, Thursday, but in the morning. At EXP, we're obviously different than everybody else. We don't have big meetings as such. Where I put staff meeting, that is literally Tracy and myself. We sit down, we go through our pipeline, we go through our accounts, we go through where we both up to, what we need doing. Does either of us need help on something else? Then after that, a bit more prospecting goes on. Wednesday and Thursday, we've always got an EXP training session of some sort. So I block that out as a non-negotiable. That is what we do. And unless a meeting has come up, then I'll either be on the Business by Designs or our icons or our AMP training sessions.
Can I just throw a question in here, mate?
Yeah, sure.
This is great because it just gives a visual. I guess, firstly, this is an Excel spreadsheet. So do you replicate this into your Google Calendar, your Outlook calendar? Like, is this time locked out in your actual diary, your calendar?
Yeah. So
Cool.
my phone, if we're out, I know that I've got this to do or I've got that to do.
Okay.
I suppose luckily because it's the two of us, what I can do is it's on my calendar. I can be prospecting while I'm driving around if need be. So I've
Yeah.
still got that built in there.
Okay.
The yeah, go on.
And just on that, mate, there's a serious chunk of time that's blocked out for prospecting. How long have
Yes,
you been in the industry for?
4 years.
Yep. So 4 years, and you still allocate 3 hours of prospecting to your business every day. I think
Yes.
that's a really important thing to note.
Yep.
Now, I know a lot of people say, and agents might be thinking this on the session now today, you block out in the mornings. Is it best to prospect in the morning, afternoons, or evenings? When's the best time to prospect, Nigel?
The, there is no definitive answer to that because
Yep.
Fred Smith might like it at 9 o'clock in the morning. Wendy Smith might like it at 6 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Um, when we get down into the afternoon, and I'll probably just sort of jump ahead a little bit, I'm one of those people, yes, proud parent of two teenage daughters. When they're growing up, that 5 o'clock till 8 o'clock time, I prefer
Yep.
not to do any prospecting whatsoever.
Sure.
They're feeding the kids, the mother-in-law's pop round, the dogs need a walk, homework to do, shower, dinner time, etc. You normally only get, especially on the cold calling side of things, you only normally get one shot at it. And if you annoy them when they're just about to put dinner on the table, then it could be the difference between getting a listing and not getting a listing.
Yeah. And what I love, mate, is what I'm hearing with you is it doesn't matter when the prospecting's done, as long as it's done in the day, right? Find out what works with your lifestyle of your family and your business needs, absolutely. But I
Yep.
know a lot of agents get caught up in this. Oh, if I call someone at 7 o'clock, do you think it will annoy them versus 7 a.m.? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what time it's done, as long as it's blocked out and it's committed to
That's
every day
correct.
consistently. And I think that's
Yeah.
really important. And so that's great to see. Can I just ask you also, like, at your 7:30 to 8 a.m. time slot with your Facebook and Google business posts and all of that good stuff? Because I know you love technology, you're
Mm.
heavily invested in that space. Like, are you still driving all that yourself on a daily basis? Do you outsource it? Do you VA it? Or are you still putting together your content, your meta ads and so forth for the day?
Yep, there's actually a section where I specifically sit down and I blocked it out, and that's where I load it up. And I'm getting to the stage now where I'm going to be at least 30 days in advance.
Okay.
Everything's programmed in there. It's set in the calendar. It will automatically upload, and that could be styling tips, suburb information, buyer information, etc. There's a whole heap that we've been building over that Christmas period, loading it up ready just to go out automatically. We're trying the
Yep.
7:30 till 8 o'clock. Come February time, that might well change, and we might move that down so it goes out automatically at 11 o'clock. We're
Yep.
going to test it out. The open home callbacks on Thursday and Friday are from the Tuesday, Wednesday open homes. So
Okay, cool.
on that night, we tend to do twilight viewings, either a Tuesday and a Wednesday, depending on how many properties we've got at any given time. We do the open home callbacks that next morning for people that we might well have missed or couldn't talk to.
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday, yes, it's very sort of regimented in a way. We've got travelling time built in, which is important, especially people on the Gold Coast know the M1 is a shocker. It can take you half an hour to do a 5-minute trip. So we've got that blocked out, and then we've got the open homes, travelling, open home, onto the next one, open homes, etc. That works well for the two of us. We always, Tracy and myself, are at both open homes, but if you get that last minute visitor that walks in with 1 minute before you wrap up, the other
Always
one
away.
can at least be off on the way to the next one with the directional signs out and set up and brochures and etc.
So you've taken 2 cars, Nigel.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Gotcha.
Yep. 2 cars, and we've both got signs in the back.
Yep.
And yeah, somebody's always on the way to the next one.
Tony's now thinking because I don't know if you've seen his social content lately, but Sam was driving yesterday and he was
Yeah.
filming and vice versa. So the 2
Yep.
cars, does it
We
affect
do only
you?
take 1 car. We have talked about that, but depends on how many opens you're doing. We don't have the traffic that I know Nigel's dealing with on the Gold Coast.
Yep.
Out here in the sunny Yarra Valley, it's a lot less intense.
Yep. True, true. And after having been married for 22 years, sometimes it's good to be in two cars because, yeah.
Mate, can I just ask? So, what I'm hearing here, there's a nice blend of digital social activity and prospecting consistency daily,
Yes.
but then you're complementing it between your 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. That is really just prospecting, getting on the phones. Yeah. So you've got two aspects happening. You're not just heavily reliant on calls. You're invested in both areas. So the messaging you're putting out there socially, digitally is kind of mirroring your prospecting with the calls that you're making as
Yep.
well.
Yep, that's right. And um, there's two types of, I suppose, there's prospecting, then there's our pipeline, the people that we are consistently talking to. So pipeline to me is different to prospecting.
Okay.
Prospecting for those new people that we might know, that have probably sort of been in the area now for 3-4 years, etc. And are they looking at selling? So keeping ourselves relevant as well. I mean, yes, sometimes we get referral business, that's fantastic. But I think with anything in life, things change. And all of a sudden, you don't want something to have happened and not
Yeah.
have something there that you've been building and growing. I mean, we listed a property last month. We checked Tracy's calendar, and the first time she spoke to that couple was 7 years ago. And Tracy's been in touch with them and been in touch with them. And then finally she went, Trace, I'm ready now.
Yeah.
And off we
It
went.
happens.
So what I'm hearing here, mate, is this allocated time is more so nurturing like stuff that's cold, maybe lukewarmish. Your
Yep.
pipeline stuff, I imagine, is running out of your CRM anyway, so that's autonomously. But in this time here, what we're seeing is more so how do I get new opportunities into my ecosystem, which is that CRM for pipeline stuff. Yeah. So would you say a lot of that 3 hour stuff you're doing is like cold to lukewarm? It's
Yeah.
prospect.
I think if you've got your ABC style client, I mean,
Yep.
ABC always be closing, but A being your red hot, are in your pipeline, you talk to them, they talk to you, they phone you up just for a chat, etc. Then
Yep.
you've got your B clients that, yes, they'll probably sort of sell maybe in 12 months to 18 months. And then
Yep.
you've got your C clients that are in your database. You don't even know if they're alive, living in the country still, moved interstate, whatever. So it's those Bs and Cs.
Okay.
And I think probably
Cool.
in another, sort of session that you might well want to run, looking at how many calls you do need to make a day. I don't count the connection as such, because if somebody picks up the phone and says, no, not interested, but bang, down it goes. Some agents where we've been previously, it's, you've got to sort of have 100 conversations a day or 100 calls a day. I want conversations each day.
Okay.
At
Yeah,
least,
right.
at least 5 minutes long. If it's not 5 minutes long, then what's the point of phoning them? I could do,
Yeah, right.
I could do 150 calls a day and have 45, 50 people connect. Oh, great, I've made
Yeah.
a call.
Yeah.
So
So out of those 30 connects, 10 of them told you to
yeah,
leave me alone. People
yeah.
would count that as a connect, but you don't. So like
No.
what's your target on a daily basis of, I guess, meaningful relationships that
Hmm.
you quantify as a connect?
Yeah, I want a minimum 20 conversations per day of
Yeah, right.
5 minutes long. Now,
Okay.
20 times 5 is 100 minutes. Yeah, it's not even 2 hours.
Well, that's why I got 3 hours
Um,
in the diary in the
that's right.
schedule.
Yeah. So yeah. You can sort of fit it in. Some calls might go for 7, 8, 9 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, they could be 4 minutes, but it's still a meaningful conversation. But I aim for 5 minutes as
Okay.
that sort of figure.
That's
And Friday, I just literally do half an hour on luxury prospecting.
yep.
Yes, EXP luxury certified, big houses, but they've still got to have a wow factor. So I specifically spend half an hour on a Friday morning talking to those people, as in cold calling luxury properties.
Yeah, right. Cool. So
Um,
you still cold call to luxury clients, irrespective of the house value. It's still the same approach with your prospecting initiative.
Yep. And I think, going back like to the corporate conference days, I'd be, cold calling the CEO of Rio Tinto to present at a
Yeah, right.
conference.
Yep.
You get on the level that you're at. If you're talking to a CEO, talk on their level. They're still a human being at the
Yeah.
end of the day. Or if it's some tradie, out of town, drop the level down. Language might
Yep.
change as well that you're using in the conversation.
Yep.
Well, you're
Just
scrolling
right.
now. I know everyone that's watching is probably say, please scroll. What's below the line?
There you go.
That's how we string him
There we
along
go.
for the 15
Yeah.
minutes,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
Just wait, there's more
I've been
coming.
suckered in. See, look at.
Yeah, so there you go. So just prior to my lunch break, which we'll go into in a minute, any calls that I've missed during that period while I'm prospecting, if my phone goes, yes, Tracy might be around, it's like handle that. If she can't or isn't here, there are going to be missed calls, left messages. That's when I do my callbacks to those people that I've missed in the morning.
Okay.
Lunch, I think it's very important for just from a mental health point of view, but also so you don't burn out. Doing 3 hours on the phone can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
So stop, have lunch, have a proper lunch, water, have a coffee, whatever it might be.
Yep.
In the
Do you step
afternoon,
away from your desk, mate? Do you step away
Yep.
from your desk?
step away from the desk. I might even take the dogs for a walk, or
Yeah,
throw the
cool.
ball with the dogs in the backyard. So yes, but it's never a full hour, but it's there, and then you get back
Yep.
into it.
Cool.
Tuesday afternoons, first thing is half an hour of luxury prospecting. So there's basically an hour that week of prospecting. And again, that's there. Then the rest of the afternoon, I go through pipeline, touching base. We've got a database of about 12,000 people, of which there's probably 500 or 600 in that sort of hot list that will sometime. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week, next month. So there's enough people to last those 4 days touching base with the pipeline.
Cool. So this is now where we're going from maybe the cold, lukewarm prospecting of the morning,
Yep.
which is, sometimes getting the harder stuff done early on and out of the way is the best thing to do. Now you're getting into the afternoon where you're getting into those warm relationships. These people kind of know who you are already. You've had several touch points with them, so it's a little bit of a different conversation. But again, I note that you've blocked out another 2 hours of nurturing your warm prospects as well.
Yep. And that's, and being in the pipeline, doing it in the afternoon, those people are obviously they work as well. So they've got their morning meetings that they go to in their industry, whether they're in the banking industry or finance or procurement, logistics, whatever. They've got their stuff out the way, and they're willing to chat, I find anyway.
Yep.
Tuesday afternoon is blocked off for listing appointments. Was 1 or 2 on the Wednesday and Thursday. Tracy tends to do a lot more of all of the listing appointments, but then I'll go to probably the more serious ones, or quite often, like we did one yesterday on the marriage breakup, etc. So husband and wife are there, not really talking, but they've got the husband and wife. So I tend to talk to the husband, Tracy will talk to the wife, and balance it that way. We just find it works.
So just to be clear, you don't just do listing appointments predominantly on Tuesday, occasionally on Wednesday or Thursday. Obviously, you're a team of 2, so you are spreading it. And Tracy sometimes is the listing agent that goes in predominantly, but you step in as needed. So obviously, this is your ideal week, and Tracy's would look similar to some degree, but it's probably going to have more purple in it than what yours does.
It's going to have a lot more purple when it's blocked out, and a lot more admin type stuff, and etc. So
Awesome.
Wednesday, Thursday. Sorry.
So you run open homes every Wednesday, Thursday. Is that Wednesday, Thursday?
Thursday,
Yep. So midweek, non-negotiable.
Yep. Twilight, and then non-negotiable when we sort of talk to people saying we are going to do 3 open homes. Not everybody can make a Saturday morning. They're shopping, they're working, got kids' sport on. So we offer some people a Sunday. Quite often people like a second look as well. And by doing a twilight one, with a nice sunsets, different light, different shade, properties can look different later in the.
Nigel, can I ask, you are a team of 2, like myself and Sam.
Right.
How are you handling, I need a second look on Wednesday at 10 in the morning? Or I need a first look for that matter. Private appointments.
Private viewings, people flying up from interstate. We can swap it around. Tracy's got a few more blank spots.
So I say a team of 2. So she's got more of that one-on-one appointment time to allocate perhaps than you do. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. And I think everybody's different, and it's really a question. Anybody, when they look at this, they can sort of think, right, okay, that's a tag. Do I want to do it for 2 hours? Do I only want to do it for half an hour? You can swap these around as you need to. You can move your day off to another one. New agents coming in, some of them, they might not even have time for a day off because they've got so much to do.
Yep.
So can I just ask, mate, like, because we get this question a lot, like if Nigel and Tracy's selling my home today, right? This week's week 1, first open, what is Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday, Thursday into week 2? Like, is it 3 or 4 opens in that first week?
No, like if you've say got 4 properties on the go minimum wise, I mean, yes, we can do 4 on a Saturday back to back to back. We can do 4 on a Sunday. We split those 4 and do 2 of them on a Wednesday and 2 on a Thursday midweek.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Because otherwise you'd be there at 7, 8 o'clock at night and
Yeah.
it's dark and etc. So we use that to spread the load. So it's quite, it's easier.
Gotcha. Okay.
Rather than,
But as a seller though, they're getting what? They're generally getting 3 opens in the week, yeah? Saturday, Sunday,
Yep.
and then a midweek. Okay.
Yep.
And can I just ask, do you do that irrespective of what the market's doing? Do you follow this workflow with
Yes.
open homes midweek, weekends, irrespective whether it's booming or a
Yep.
terrible market? You stick to this plan?
Yeah,
Cool.
I mean, luckily, I think on the Gold Coast, it's working at the moment. We haven't really had a downturn as such.
Yep.
So, and I think when interest rates finally change, then yes, this is going to get changed, this calendar, quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because like in our market, which is similar to yours, we were particularly first weekend not doing anything until that first weekend to create as much competition. And we almost avoided midweeks for that reason, try and get some people. But I remember the GFC days, mate. If you had someone in a Monday that wanted to get in on Tuesday, you moved heaven and earth.
Yeah.
If you had someone on a Tuesday that inquired on that same property and they want to get through on the Thursday, you move heaven and earth. So I guess, have a structure and a plan, but pivot to what your climate and your marketplace is doing at that given time.
The market changes. I mean, we literally finished an open home at our Versace apartment that we're selling in Hope Island. That was from 10:15 to 10:45. We had a couple of open homes after it. We've had a call about 4 o'clock on the Saturday afternoon saying, I've just got here from Sydney. I'm flying back tomorrow morning first thing. Can I see it this afternoon?
Yeah.
So, jump on the phone to the seller saying, can we get in? Not a problem. Race down there, phone the guy back saying, we'll meet you there in 45 minutes.
Yep.
and
Speed and efficiency.
Yep, and work it. So after the open homes on the Saturday, obviously that can be extended and then I can push things back if we've got 5, 6, 7 on the go. But depending on where I am, I will tend to go out and do a video about a suburb, what's there, where the schools are, what the transportation is, what the shops are, etc. Then I'll do some social media posts that I might need to catch up with, return any missed calls as well from that sort of Saturday, Sunday open homes. The phones are, yes, they're busy. We're checking people in. We haven't got time to talk about whatever. Then I'll post the videos and other social media stuff that he's going to go out the next morning, but I'll post those all on a Saturday afternoon. And then I switch off. So got a couple.
So that's a Saturday.
That's a Saturday, yeah, and that could well be to go to the shopping for the week. You've got to get to Coles or Woolies or Aldi, etc. Tracy tends to have the Sunday afternoon off.
Gotcha. And you do that stuff.
Yep. So I'll do some of the open home admin. Then I'll spend half an hour researching for sale by owners and age listings, etc.
Okay.
I've then got another half an hour, which is non-negotiable to me, where I go into Mike Sherrard's Academy, who's my sponsor, and go through whatever that weekly video is and take on board what I need to.
Awesome.
Spent half an hour on recruitment of new agents to EXP, bit of research, who might be looking at moving over, who not, have conversations with them, etc. Got my luxury prospecting research, ready for those 2 half-hour blocks. So I'm ready to go saying, right, these is who I'm going to target.
Yep.
Then I'll spend half an hour on AI research. Yes, ChatGPT was great. Now Gamma's taken over. 2 days from now, there's going to be the next big thing and the next big thing and I just like to try and sort of keep on top of what is coming up. I came across one last Sunday called Blaze AI.
Yeah. Yep.
Needs a bit more looking into, but it's there.
Yeah.
And then really the last thing at the end of each day is having a half-hour block for returning missed calls. You are going to get calls. You might not get calls, but at least be available to call those people back.
Yep.
Go on.
What I'm liking about this weekend stuff, mate, is it's a mix of open homes, but there's still prospecting, and then there's some due diligence that you're carrying out with researching. And I know a lot of people, pretty much across the country, everyone's short on stock as far as all the agents I talk to, right? Stock's the issue. It's not selling, it's stock, right? And I recall when I started in the industry, again, the GFC, stock wasn't an issue. It was getting it sold. And you were running 13, 15 opens a weekend. And a lot of agents to this day, don't utilize their weekend, which should be mass production, as much as any Monday. Not in your case, it's your day off, but as much as any weekday.
Yep.
Like I remember the days, Nigel, we used to go back into the office and you do your open homes from 10 till say 4:30, the last one finished, and 4:30 to 7:30, sometimes even 8 o'clock at night. You're doing all this stuff. You're doing your buyer callbacks. You're following up. You're getting offers in. You're negotiating. It's essentially kind of prospecting, but stuff that's already arrived and being delivered to you throughout the day. So I think it's really important, agents, to note if you're only holding one piece of stock, 2 pieces of stock on a weekend. Sure, it's easy to knock off and go to the pub and enjoy your Saturday afternoon with your mates, but how is it positioning your business better for the week ahead? And can you utilize time like Nigel's doing here to actually make something of your weekend? 2 o'clock isn't knock off because I just had 3 opens. I'm actually doing something, whether it's working in my business or on my business. And that's what I like about these activities on your weekend. There's a bit of you're working in the business, absolutely, with opens, prospecting, but then you're also working on your business through the research that you're carrying out as well.
Yep. And the last thing every single day, even on the Monday day off, is 6:30 till 7 o'clock, and it might not take a full half an hour, but go into Xero, do the company accounts, pay any bills, reconcile Xero, and that way it's done. I've sort of found previously, and that's why I do it for half an hour each night. If you wait till the end of the week to pay your bills or put your accounts in, it's going to take forever to catch up. So for now, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 20 minutes, just get the business accounts done, pay the bills, then it's done. And then 7 o'clock, breathe, chill, whatever it might be.
Bit of Nigel time.
Yeah, little bit of that. Take the dogs for a walk, have a bite to eat. Trace and I, we tend to have dinner 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I might still be researching. I've got a little notebook next to the side of the bed, and I'll wake up some mornings and there's stuff scribbled on it. And I'm thinking, I don't remember waking up, and 2, I can hardly read what I've written. But the brain's still going. So,
that's awesome. That is. Mate, we greatly appreciate that. And I like the column 26, and remember to breathe, folks, because, this isn't life, and time is the most precious commodity, but hopefully this helps you get a bit of structure and flow to reclaim a little bit of time back into what's most important, and that is your family, your loved ones, your personal, yourself, obviously. Mate, this has been a very structured and organized session, and I love that visual, so thank you for that. We've also chucked in the chat there, folks. If you want to grab the link from the December business planning session, Tony's shared that in there. So that's what we've dovetailed off the back of that. Obviously, that's looking at things from an annual perspective to now diving deeper into what the ideal week looks like. But mate, that's great. Obviously, if you're re-watching this recording, Nigel's got a big heart. He's a huge collaborator with any industry agent. Doesn't matter, again, the brand network flag you fly. He's been very willing to actually share that template. So we'll get that to you in a communications very shortly, along with the recording of this session as well. But Nigel, thank you, mate, for taking time out of your ideal week, because I know this time wasn't blocked in there. So it is out of your business time. You've probably got to make up 30 minutes in your prospect.
I can't. This is one of the EXP sessions. So yeah, it's sort of move it. So yeah, it's but no. I appreciate the time, but yeah, anybody's got any questions, I'll reach out to Chris, or you can find me on LinkedIn and anywhere. So yeah.
Absolutely. And folks, as we said, if you'd like to co-host a session with us, please reach out to Tony and I directly. We would love to have you on. We've got some cool and exciting sessions coming up. Again, just a reminder, this is a reoccurring session that happens each fortnight, same time, same channel, every Wednesday on a fortnightly basis. But Tony, maybe give a little bit of a teaser. What have we got coming up in the future couple of sessions?
Well, we've got a couple of, we've got 2 Wednesday fortnights to go until we have to have a bit of a break, because we're hosting 5 conferences around Australia. So our time on the Wednesday, all those conferences are Wednesdays, so they'll be taken up. If you want to know more about them, growcon.net is the conference website. But we are going to delve into just back to some designing posts, and whether it's videos or graphics for our socials, and then posting them on socials and using the Meta tools to create ads, which Chris is very knowledgeable about, and I'm looking forward to hearing it, because I'm still hitting the boost button and he'll be cringing at that. But a couple of sessions on that, so that we can just get our posts right, manage where they're going, and retarget even more importantly. And I hope Chris is going to show me. I've been doing a lot of video lately, and we're getting a lot of great looks. We've got 1,000 people watching the videos, but being able to retarget to that group a week later, things like that, is going to be gold for us. I'm really looking forward to doing that. Jeremy, yes, this is recorded. It's live on our YouTube channel, which is another place to go. So all of these sessions have been recorded and are public on our YouTube channel. There's actually a playlist of the Business by Design sessions we've done. We've been doing this since about October, something like that, every fortnight, September maybe. So there's certainly a lot of content there. You can just go and look up the EXP Australia YouTube channel. So it's youtube.com/@EXP Australia. It's shared on a lot of our socials and things like that, but just reach out if you can't find it. But a lot of content there. So looking forward to those that Facebook, Instagram, Meta ads sessions in the next 2 fortnights, and are looking forward to seeing you and meeting some of you at our GrowCon conferences. They're in every capital city, so there's no excuse. There'll be some awesome speakers. Yes, hosted by EXP, the same that these sessions are hosted by EXP. That's who we work for. But just information for industry agents to get great takeaways, valuable content, not about EXP, just about improving your real estate lives and businesses. It's our goal to just keep sharing this with all industry agents for the betterment of everybody.
Absolutely. I've just shared in the chat, guys and girls, if you want to grab the links. Last comment is our YouTube channel, where we put all this content, as Tony said, for free, so you can access it at your own given time. And also the conference that's kicking off. It's an APAC regional conferences, 10 in total across Australia and New Zealand, but you can jump on that link there, growcon.net, and see all the event details. And hopefully we can rub shoulders and actually do this stuff and share it with you in person. But whatever you do, have an awesome week, awesome fortnight. Thank you, Nigel, and we look forward to seeing everybody on the next Business